welcome everybody to the Healer's Corner. We have with us tonight Gregory Nicholas, who is a massage therapist, a reflexologist, a Reiki master, and I'm sure he's got more under his belt that I've either forgotten or he hasn't bothered mentioning.
A tuning fork therapist as well.
See, told you. There's more.
Yeah.
What else, Greg? What else?
Reiki master, that psychic medium, that's really it. But from the healing standpoint, you did cover it all, Melissa.
Okay. Yeah. And so, like tonight, we wanted to pick Greg's brain about the healing work behind massage therapy more than just relaxing the muscles when it comes to the spiritual side, the energetic side, why it's important to do that. So, Greg, how long have you been a reflexologist and massage therapist?
About 16 years for both. I've actually been a Reiki master about 30 years, tuning fork therapist about 30, and then the massotherapy and reflexology about 16. It's weird how they all go together because sometimes I will use the tuning forks on a massage Reiki client as well.
Now, I know, Maria, you were already peppering him with questions before we went live because you have a lot to ask him. So what first question would you like to ask Greg?
Well, I would like to know the difference between a regular massage and a healing. I mean, do you infuse the Reiki in there?
But yes, to everything too. Regular massage can be relaxation or deep tissue, now depending on the client, okay? But then again, a healing massage is where, now this is me, where I focus more on the Reiki aspect of it as well. But one thing that I do, ladies, is being that I see auras, I scan the body. What area needs more attention? And I also use my gut, okay, in terms of what we need to know. But also, it's also not physical, but an emotional thing, okay? The empath in me picks up on, as I'm sure you guys do as well, with the the solar plexus. Does someone need more Reiki, more calming, more of a light gliding relaxation massage? It's not uncommon to have someone break down in tears on a massage table. They have the emotional release, and it has nothing to do with the pressure, deep tissue, or anything like that. It just has to do with the emotional release that they're having.
Now, you mentioned because of being able to see auras, are you able to tell by looking at the aura if there's like trauma being stored in the body?
Yeah, I can. But that is also a good point, Melissa. Very good point in terms of that's nothing but years of experience, okay, talking, because you can see it. And then again, anyone, I'm sure a lot of LMTs out there who are listening to, well, Maria, you can as well. We can feel it with our hands. Okay.
Yes.
You can see it, but you can feel it. And a lot of times you can grab it and get it away. A lot of sadness I pick up on. I work on a lot of cancer patients in the Akron area. Okay. My massage is free to them. And I pick up on a lot, and a lot of them just want the relaxation, the comfort, the Reiki, the reflexology, the calming energy for that half hour, 45 minutes to an hour, just to ease whatever is going on. Many of them are in fact terminal. And so it's just a relaxation. I call it a comfort thing. I call it a comfort session with them, from the massage to the Reiki. I even use the tuning forks on there as well. They find it invigorating. During the reflexology session, I will use some lemon oil. The feet have the largest pores of the body. And so lemon oil is invigorating. If you use the lemon oil with some of your lotion or carrier oil, it can help put a little spring in their step for a little bit when they're done.
That's good to know.
Yeah. It is invigorating, ladies, too, the lemon oil.
I mean, on the magical side, it's so, it's disinfectant, and that it's really good at breaking magical workings too. So put that in the back pocket.
See, no, thank you. That's a good point too. But a lot of them just want to know, want the relaxation. From the reading side, I really try and keep it out of that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they have a lot of questions that are hard to answer and hard in that I'm sure it's how long do they have and this, that,
Yeah.
and that's not really something that anybody likes to give, even if it's like focus on the healing work and the
Yes.
relaxation rather than, other.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And I tell them, we're here for your comfort, your relaxation, things like that.
now,
Yeah.
the healing massage itself, can it help balance out the chakras for
Oh,
people
yes.
even
Good
without doing
point.
Reiki?
Good point. Yes, Melissa. Yeah. And we were actually taught that in massage school about the chakras 16 years ago. Uh, but working on the different chakras, whether the main ones or whatever, too, you'd be surprised the tension you can release. Okay, especially if you're working up in here, you're working with the heart chakra, the throat. Now, this is me working on the neck. You can help release it, loosen it up. Something that may be stuck in their craw. The third eye, you can be surprised the number of people that, because I do a lot of what is called facelift massage. It's nothing more than sinus work, but working on the third eye to help open it up. Whether or not I'm infusing it with Reiki or not, it helps. The people who are trying, like the healing or open up their own abilities, they sometimes are heavily furrowed. And
Mhm.
so we work on that and with the crown right in here.
Mhm.
This is the largest reflex point of the body, top of your head.
The head. Oh,
Right here,
okay.
the crown. And it can help out, guys, release tension all the way down. Um, Headaches, migraines, the whole bit. But I also say, and depending on the client,
Mhm.
do we have to help open up our abilities or our higher self to be more receptive? And I consider that part of healing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and now it
Mhm.
makes me think of how many people, especially little kids, who always like their head rubbed, and even adults, they like their partner's fingers ran through their hair or the head rub, and it makes sense if that's such a big point on the body to work with,
Well,
you
look at
know.
it this way too, Melissa. The top of the head and the soles of the feet. People love
Mhm.
them both.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. As above, so below, whatever. Here.
Right? Well, and in this day and age, so many people are stressed, right? We're stuck in our mind, work, responsibility, things to do, and you'll
Mhm.
carry that tension up there, and we're always running, doing, physical. So the feet
Yeah.
take a pounding literally every day walking and doing. So it
Yeah.
makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Um,
Valid point. But a lot of times, and I just had this happen yesterday, to your point, I had a gentleman on the massage table who is not long for this world. And he was there, and all at once he said, I just can't do it anymore. I can't handle the emotions that are coming out. Okay, we stopped. I did Reiki. He had a very large emotional release.
mm,
Um, and that helped him. But and I kept getting it. This is the mediumship in me, the fear, the fear. I finally told him, I says, it's okay to release the fear. I said, we're just in here. He said, I am so afraid to die.
mm.
And where that's when we're just there for comfort with the Reiki and things like that. And I'm sure Melissa, you and Maria both have experienced something like that.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not our job, at least in my opinion, to tell them to go, but we're there to help, to comfort, to help
Mhm.
ease some of that dis-ease.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's a very, and I want to say that's the type of work that is the most challenging for me. um, to not like bring that emotion in for me to
Hmm.
stay, calm and centered and help them over and not like take that sorrow. So yeah, just admitted one of
Oh.
my lessons.
Well, and
Is-
then two, Melissa, Maria, the three of us have talked about this, ladies, to protect. We can't take that on. Now,
Mhm,
for me, you've heard me say many times, armor up. Ladies like your Archangel, or I'm sorry, Joan of Arc, I'm Archangel Michael. There's our shiny armor so that we can't take that on. We have to be
mhm,
as effective for the client we're working on now as the next one,
mhm.
right? And I believe, Maria, you and I have talked about this, cutting the cords in
Yep.
between.
Yep.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yep.
That's kind of a
It's
good lead
very,
in.
very important.
Kind of good lead in for Maria because one of her questions was like, what do you do to prepare yourself or to
Oh,
protect?
Oh, a couple of things too. Um, and that's a good question because a lot of it is so automatic for me that I just do it. After the normal hygiene of sanitization, washing the hands and the whole bit, there's my bubble, the things like that, the intention for highest and best good help. And guys, I bring in my angels, seriously, whether you call them Reiki angels, the archangels, whatever, to help guide my hands in the area that we need. And what does this patient need or client need? More. It's the same thing, and I armor up. But when I'm done, and Maria, you may do this too, we shake it off.
I cut the cords.
Yeah. Melissa, do you shake it off too with your shaman work?
Um, it is more like as I'm working, I kind of hold everything like out here, more of like an examine what needs to happen, what needs to be addressed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
rather than taking in to worry. I've never really had the fear of like things attaching or coming, you know.
Okay.
But I have such a natural protection anyway that it's harder for me to pull it down, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
And Melissa, one thing you taught me not long ago, the candle. You know how blowing it into the candle?
mhm,
I've gotten into the habit, believe it or not, of keeping a candle lit.
okay.
And what you and I had talked about during our session. I know just focusing into the candle so that it is what dispelled, cleansed, whatever.
Yeah, to transmute anything heavy or, I don't want to say really
Hmm.
negative, but anything that needs to be released is transmuted into the candle as the light that it's giving.
Yeah.
So,
And a big thing too, ladies, is your intention. To me, you said, how do I
mhm,
prepare? You have to be in the right frame of mind. If you go in there because you're having a bad day, irritated with a client, they're not going to get any benefit. And I promise you, they're going to feel it.
mhm,
Okay. We have to be in there holding our positive intentions for healing whatever they may need wherever. So that's another part of preparing, along with protection, cleansing, the hygiene area, having our best protection or intention. What does this particular client need?
Hmm.
Maria, do you do that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Melissa. Yeah.
yeah. I'm completely focused on the client, whether they're in person, whether it's a client in person, and if they're not in person, if it's a distant, I'm completely focused on their name, and I keep repeating it in my head, and I even
Okay.
whisper it just in
Mhm.
case, so I know where the focal point is, and just so my intention will completely go on that person. So I keep mentioning it and in my head and mentioning it, whispering it. And then I also see the city that they're in. And sometimes I do have vision of seeing the person either laying in a room or on the couch or something because my focus is just so intense with them.
Right. Oh, I get it. And that makes sense. You do a lot of distance work, Maria.
I do whenever it's needed to. There I have done distant work. If someone alerts me that someone's in the hospital, and once I get the permission to go, I go. I go and do the
Yeah.
healing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I do respect them enough because some people are sensitive and some people may feel a shift, some people may see something. So I said, do not be afraid. I'm just here to help. And a
Good.
lot of the times the people are willing to just go ahead and let me do what I need to do.
Yeah. One thing too, and Melissa, I think you said it, that I stumbled on by accident. In my sessions, I keep a CD going.
mhm,
By dumb luck, it was crystal bowls. Do you know
Hmm.
the number of people who react positively to that? The crystal bowls healing, just plain old crystal bowl meditation during a
Hmm.
session.
mhm.
Okay. It's like they're a new level of, and it's been said a couple of times, new level of relaxation, easement, soothing. So that's more of the sound therapy I can incorporate as well. And I do, aside from the tuning forks.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a lot of people that come for the like monthly singing bowl thing that we have at the store with Nanette, and we at one point we were getting to where we couldn't take any more. There was no more space for people to lay down. Um, And because people are so relaxed, like, we just kinda say, like, "Hey, bring a yoga mat or a pillow or whatever to be relaxed on the floor." Because most people, like, sitting up, they get so relaxed, like, you get worried about them, like, literally sliding out of the chair.
Oh God, yes.
S
Yes. Mhm.
um, Now you mentioned, and I think, Maria, you even, earlier with the question about trauma and everything stored in the body, how Greg, how would one of their clients know coming in, like, "Hey, I've got stored trauma or energy blocks that I'd like you to help me with."
Some of them, Melissa, have actually said, I have stored trauma or blockages to help with. Now, that, excuse me, a lot of times is where we're talking about massage and Reiki together.
Mhm,
Some don't, but you can feel it. Now, with me, again, this is years of experience. You can feel the tension. Okay. And again, talk about your hands doing the walking, very appropriately. Let's get that out of the way. You can feel it to help cut the cords or energetically soothe, or me as well, sending colored therapy. Do you need now to me, emerald green, St. Patrick's Day green is light, it's healing, sending
Mhm.
just like a good green ball into them or a green light. Is it someone who is suffering from some sort of mental illness? Okay. Which I tend to pick up on the navy blue with that. I send them pink, Pepto-Bismol pink as well. So
Mhm.
you can feel it not only in the tension, but sometimes see it.
Mhm.
Mhm. And it'll manifest in different parts of the body.
mhm,
Okay. A lot. A lot of people I've noticed too who have a lot on their mind, shall I say, neck and shoulders, the weight of the world on their shoulders.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I focus there more, either with the trigger points of massage, the tuning forks, or even just Reiki to help them release some of that weight of the world I feel on their shoulders.
And I think that's a very common thing right now for people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
given the world climate going on. Um,
Hmm.
let's see. Maria, do you have, like, any other questions while I'm scrolling through our list to make sure we haven't missed anything?
The one thing too there, Maria, before you get in there, let me interject. Be open to what you may feel. Okay. Now, if I go into a massage or anything, I'm sure you ladies have experienced this too, with 10 things on your mind, it's harder for us to focus. Try and go in with a clean, open mind. What do I need to know for this person? It's similar to what I do before a reading or a gallery event when I ask, what do I need to know for those present? It's like, what do I need to know for this person? What area of healing? And again, not to sell this short, feeling. I said the Reiki and things like that. Feeling hot spots, cold spots, things like that. The
Mhm,
tension. One thing for us, and you guys too, we have to take care of our hands. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh
they
yeah.
they feel. Granted, can we know in our gut? Yeah, but we can feel.
Mhm.
mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the biggest instrument I have, because even if I don't have my crystal wand, it's my
Mhm.
hands. And I
Yeah.
spent like about a year just to keep my hands sensitive, so I know. But
Mm.
yeah, I used to do physical scanning, and now I
Mhm.
just scan with my eyes, because I'm like you, Greg. I see the aura, or I
Yeah.
feel the energy imbalance in the energy field.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. And some, Maria, have you noticed, and too, Melissa, you may in some of your work notice that sometimes, and depending on the light and whatever, you don't see it, but you can feel it more.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All my senses heighten up. Sometimes I can smell it. Sometimes I can smell
yes,
it. And
yes,
and I don't like when that sense comes up, because sometimes, I mean, there is a smell to negative energy, to
mm-hmm,
anger, to
mm-hmm,
being ashamed, to guilt, all of that. And it
mm-hmm.
is depending on the degree and how deep it is, the smell of it could be very, very potent.
Right.
mhm.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, and I always talk to my client beforehand, any medical conditions, believe it or not, we have to ask medications you're on. If you're on a blood thinner and I'm giving you a massage, it can cause bruising.
Mhm.
You're thin skinned. Are you on some sort of a mental health medication that can cause you to zone out? You know, we
Yes.
have to know that too. But a lot of times I notice if I'm working on someone who has depression or something along those lines, you feel sad. I pick up their, and I don't want to say their emotion, but their sadness. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
know who I'm working on may have some sort of a degree of depression, sadness, trauma, loss,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not ready to talk about it, you
Yeah.
know? And it's not uncommon for me during a session, now, not right away, but, during it, because I always start with the face and the neck to tell them, it's okay to release whatever, we're okay. Some are accepting, some aren't. And that's a
Yeah.
personal thing. Because there's a trust thing, guys, with who I have on the table, and ladies, you too. It's a trust thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very picky about who I let do energy work or any sort of
Yes.
um
Oh.
just
Mhm.
just because. Chair Bear in our audience is asking Maria, is the smell comparable to something we are familiar with?
Yes. For me, it will be a point of reference. There was one particular person. It wasn't a client I came across, and I knew this person had some deep-seated anger issues. So it was like a compiled over the years. So to me, it was like a dumping ground. It was like old garbage because I had passed like a dumping ground before, and the smell was very, very potent. And so this person, that's how I referred. That's my point of reference, and
Mm,
I tried to get this person, to I said I could, if you're willing, I could do something for you. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit off the deep end, but they didn't want to. And sometimes when a person is not ready to release, it could be because they don't know how the degree of anger, or they don't is not ready to. It's been a comfort zone for them. It becomes a comfort zone.
Yeah.
it's
It
it's
does.
Yeah.
It's a safe zone. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
used to it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't know how to be without it, so it's scary
Yeah.
to give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, one thing too, ladies, too, with me being the medium, I can also tell. And a lot of times, and it depends on the client, because I can't do this for every client, you know. My cancer clients, again, they know me under my real name, not Gregory Nicholas. So I have to be very careful. And they say, someone has gone some trauma, or if I know them, I may ask them, things start to come through, but that is client driven. If they're open to me giving them a reading and working on the spot, so and so's here. And believe it or not, like say I'm working on the shoulder or the neck, and I'm channeling or picking up on grandma or mom or whatever, you can just feel it release.
Hmm.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
But I can't do that for everybody.
What is your best like success story in doing like a healing massage session for somebody? And obviously, like don't give out personal details of the client, but
Oh, right. Right. No, this I can tell you. Um, there's a gentleman not too long ago who was on the table. First of all, he didn't want a massage from a guy, which, and there's nothing I can do about it. You know, that's it. But he agreed, and he was there, and he started talking. Well, somehow he knew that I was also a medium, which is fine.
Hmm.
And he said, and he started to cry, and all at once I blurted out a name. I think, was it like Colleen or Cindy? I think too. That was his late wife who had just died not too long before. And I blurted that out. He needed that, and he just broke down, but he needed that release, and he was fine. And since then, he's been coming back.
mm,
Okay, because that is a way, in my opinion, not only did I help him physically to ease the tension, any, stress, whatever, but it was a way of his wife, late wife, coming through to let him know she's okay. And he was
So
very
pretty much,
reluctant. Hmm.
mhm.
Yeah.
so he didn't grieve his wife passing then.
Yeah.
He held on to that grief. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Maria, that's a good way of putting it. And I don't want to use the term grief massage because we
Hmm.
we all grieve differently. But, it
Hmm.
helped him a lot with her coming through. just to let him know, okay. And that's fine too. He needed it and he thanked me, tipped me very well for that too, which is always a big plus. But no, very good. So Melissa, that would have to be at least in the near past,
Mhm.
one of the success stories, you know. But everyone is so different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. Mm-hmm.
That's that's the great thing about the work we do, right? It's we're out here to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can actually get to see that,
Mm-hmm.
happen in person, or you get a message later, like, thank you. And so maybe that's another follow-up question, like, has somebody had like a delay release, like you do the
Oh,
work for them and maybe they're still processing, and then that release finally like completes like later that day or into the next day because their body is just slowly letting go.
oh, yeah. No, I've gotten messages, and good point, Melissa. Um, thank you messages, whatever. Okay, in terms of you really helped me. I hadn't slept that good in a long time. Sometimes if we go down the spirit route, again, depending on the client and
Mhm.
everything, thanking me, you gave me closure, you know, but letting it release, and the three of us all know that release, we all grieve differently, is a very, very powerful um, emotion.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
It's very
Yes.
powerful and can sneak up on you 6 months, a year, 2 years, like a little bit will
Hmm.
come up, you know? Um, so it can be a sneaky thing that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
you
yeah. Hmm. You know what I've had an uptick in, guys, and I don't know if you have as well, either requests for Reiki. I'm seeing an uptick in that. Now, Melissa, I'm what, 35 miles south of your store,
Mhm.
and I'm getting an uptick,
Oh.
and it's and surprisingly not a lot of distance work. They want that the actual hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
So people want a soothing,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mhm.
But I'm seeing that, and I don't know if you ladies are or not.
Well, I mean, Maria's almost always busy every time she's in the store. Um,
Hmm.
so, I think a lot of people, again, just the world climate,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
experiencing, and,
Hmm.
and I think right now, because, and this is my opinion here, maybe a hot take, um, our world right now is so digital that people are craving the in-person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, and Melissa, to your build on that, human touch.
Yeah.
And I don't mean in a freaky way or anything like that. Just the other, just the
Mhm.
calming, comforting, safe, ladies, safe human touch.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Chair says, I heard Reiki often makes people break down to tears. Is that true?
I've had it, not a lot. Maria?
I had people it's
Yeah.
either they're breakdown in tears or they're coughing a lot. Either way they're
Yeah.
purging. Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually had it more, to be honest with you, during the massage, because I start face up and then I have them flip. And I've had that more with the tears when they're face down. You're working the lower back, the legs, and then the upper back, upper and mid back. You can just feel the release. And that's usually when the tears occur. I've had it with Reiki, but definitely more for me with the massage.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I,
Yeah,
So,
for
I
me, for
it's
me, it's pranic healing. That's
yeah,
when I have a lot of, because I go in deep and I go in and pull out whatever I need to pull out.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
I think it's just that healing energy in general, regardless of what modality. Y-
Mm-hmm.
Like Maria,
Yeah.
your most potent is probably your pranic healing.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, like your massage therapy, I, do a blend of the shamanic and the integrated energy therapy. So I think it's just the act of doing that release and,
Hmm.
helping them and creating that safe space for the tears to happen.
Well, and two, to build on that, guys, our intention. Now, the three of us, I can only speak
Yes.
for us, our intentions, we are there, we, at least, well, me, protected. I can't take that on. Okay. We are protected, like armored up, right? But it is our intention then to help that person,
Yes.
whether it's
Yeah.
someone who just got a very, unfortunately, very bad medical diagnosis, or someone who is working through grief through the loss of a spouse, child, or, some sort of significant other.
Mhm.
Our intention is there to comfort and to make them feel safe. And it doesn't always have to be, from my standpoint, deep pressure. It may just be something you know, like that to help them release.
No, I know, in integrated energy, and Maria, I know you did at least class 1 of it. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember if you did all 3, with our dearly
Yeah.
departed Libby. Um,
Only the first one.
only the first one.
Yeah.
Um, so at some point in these classes, when you are done doing the energy work, you are taught to smooth the aura out.
Mm-hmm.
The thought being you're doing work on the body, you're kind of mucking around in that energy field, and you need to smooth it out. Is that something that you find yourself doing, Greg, when you're done doing a massage or tuning fork?
Oh, absolutely. You say smooth out. We were taught actually in massage school, ladies, to do like a fluff or a raking, not reiki, raking, where, it's like a cloud and you're picking it up to
Hmm.
fluff it out. Yeah. Absolutely. And the theory is it makes them feel lighter.
Okay.
Like after a massage, when you do the strong palpitations on the back, da 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 da, that, then you go through and do the raking
Mm-hmm.
just to help fluff it out. It makes them feel a little bit lighter.
And also, with the raking, you're also moving any residue energy that you broke up. That's what you're doing. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And you know where people feel it the most, guys? On the feet.
Yes.
Without touching, here's the sole of your feet, and you're not doing this. Yeah,
Hmm.
they feel it more on the feet.
That's fun. I think sometimes the aura in healing work kind of gets neglected as part of that,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
process. People want to get right in there, and I'm like, well, hey, there's this dainty little thing around you that our hands have been in and out and moving, and um, kind of put that back together with everything else.
No, you're right. Good point, Melissa. Valid point. Very valid point, too.
I also pay attention to the energy field around them. I do that with my with the shaman hypnosis trance, and also pranic healing. I pay attention to the energy that's completely around them, because especially in pranic healing, we believe that sickness doesn't happen in the body. It starts in your energy field, and then it start moving into the body.
hmm Maria, question for you. Can that
Hmm.
be, and this may sound weird, that sickness in the energy field, can that be picked up, like, from, this is going to sound crazy, from my energy to yours, if we're talking like we often are? Can that sickness then be transferred to your energy by me, by either your empathy or something like
It's
that?
Well, that's when you cut the cord.
Okay.
Um,
Makes
when
sense.
I go to a huge public, like if my son talks me into going to a Black Friday, and we're in completely in the shopping mall with all of these people, he sees me doing this. As soon as I get in a car, I'm cutting with the intention of cutting all the energy.
Mhm.
Um, because one time I did get sick in a
Yeah.
shopping mall. I
Hmm.
really got sick, and it was this person, and we just made eye contact, and I just felt all the emotion that was going through this person. And
Hmm.
I said to my son, I need to get out. And then I sat down for a while, and then I said, I need to go outside now. So I went outside, and then as soon as we went outside, I started cutting, 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 cutting.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and to your point too, and Melissa, I don't know if you and I have talked about this or not, also from the paranormal side, the spirit side,
Mm-hmm.
pick up on the energy or the, what do I want to say, illness, disease of the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
those
Mm-hmm.
who are gone. I
Mm-hmm.
can. Maria, you're nodding your head. Have you, Melissa,
Yeah.
have you experienced that?
It has been more of a knowing of what they went through. I don't physically feel it.
Mm,
Um, I have never gotten sick in
mhm.
the public from energetic, but again, like my, I guess, natural armor is so like in place. It's more
Got
work
it.
for me to pull down to
Mhm,
get even closer. Um, but it's more of a knowing.
mhm.
And then if I'm interested in something, like if I notice somebody, in a store seems a little grumpy, I'm like, well, why? And I'm like, okay, they're physically uncomfortable, arthritis is
Mhm.
acting up or gut problems or it's like, okay. And that's one thing. Some of my employees are constantly learning. And so like our store is almost like an open classroom as things are going on.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
but find out why. You think that they have bad or negative energy, go really find out. Just because it feels off to you doesn't mean it's necessarily bad or negative, and go find out. And maybe that's just how they're showing or manifesting outwardly what
Good
they're
point.
going
Good
through.
point. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
that's always a soapbox that I get on. Like, quit calling every random person negative or, but back to the question because I'm on a tangent. I've not I've not like gotten sick from a person, but Maria and we have talked kind of recently about a location, and at that time didn't even realize what was going on. I knew the area was off and had even said like, I have never felt like this down here. I normally love this place, but at night I'm indoors, blinds drawn, doors locked, windows locked. If you heard something outside, no you didn't. And I'm like, that is not normally how this place is. And it was not long after coming back that a lot of like autoimmune stuff started just setting off and kicking in. And, I didn't feel it at the time,
Right?
but, now, and I'm like, well, great. Just great.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe not necessarily a person, but a whole land area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
yeah, triggers, it can trigger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was at an area, Melissa, and you and I had talked about this. I'm not going to say the name, about an hour, 15 minutes west of you. Okay. Where I kept getting like a lot of blood massacre. There was a big Native American massacre there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Yeah.
tasting it, feeling it, picking up on the spiritual energy. Now, for me, again, that's just another added layer of protection where we focus on there it is and we're okay. And you know what? Sometimes I do it at night, where probably should all the time, so that I don't let anything affect my dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm constantly cutting cords.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do it, ladies, in between a reading or a client. And
Yeah.
again, some of my clients, given, I told you some of the nature of what I do with massage clients too, I cut the cords. Have to.
Hmm.
I can't
You have
let
to.
this one, in Maria, you know this too. We can't let this one affect us. We have to be spot on for the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Melissa, do you do that in between customers at the store? I've always been
Um,
curious about that.
not You mean like if I'm working with a client or just the
Yes.
customer in
Or
and
a
out?
customer, not a client, but a customer. You're working the store at the register. Do you do that?
If I feel like they have left something or like kind of dump some stuff, I kind of clear it out, dump it out. If I'm just mentally tired, I will grab the crystal tuner and just kind
mm,
of do that around in the area. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of just depends how mentally I'm tired for the day.
Mm-hmm.
But, for me, like when there's something negative from a person or on them, even if it's their own thoughts creating that negative,
Mm-hmm.
um, what was his name? Linus in the old Peanuts cartoon where
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
that little kicking around dust pile, like that's what
Mhm.
it looks like for me. And if it's on them doing the healing work, like I'll see it like condensed into a place. So I know that's where I need to work. Or if it's something that's just kind of following them, a bad day from work, a fight with a loved one, or,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just kind of following them around. And, that's like a quick kind of clean up and be like, okay, I'm glad you were able to release that. Nobody else needs to walk through your muck and,
Good
keep
point.
spreading
Yeah.
it through the store or take it home with them.
Hmm.
Um, but individually, client wise, part of what I set up in that healing work, which you notice, how we talked about the candle, I
Mm.
also set a perimeter up that's almost kind of like a force field, that anything that I am pulling out or working or that needs to be released, almost looks like something out of Star Trek where it's hitting like this wall and transmuting. And when that
Sure.
person is leaving, like they're walking through that, and that's a last like swipe through of leaving anything behind and like getting rid
Hmm.
of it. So the next person coming in is not going to be sitting or, relaxing in that area. It's already been taken care of. I do like the Florida water spitting in between, is more of
Hmm.
like a reminder for myself to make sure I am done
Sure.
before something else comes in.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But Chair says if you get a bit scared, what's the worst thing you fear might happen from a negative spirit? Like could you be exorcised or will it follow you?
I protection, but for me, I just if I start to feel that again, depending on what I'm doing, tell it to leave. There's my protection. You ladies know me. I'm very big with the angels. You bring in Michael, and you tell it to leave. Um, Never had that issue, to be honest with you, though. To that degree, tell it to leave. Not welcome. It's not welcome to my energy. I've done that a lot.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I've not had anything spirit wise following me home. Apparently, I brought home aliens from Tucson the one year. Um,
What? I never heard that one.
yeah, I'll have to catch you up on
Okay.
that. Um,
Only you. Only you.
yeah, and it took me a while to figure it out because that's not normally where I go with it.
Yeah.
And when my light bulb finally went off, I'm like, and I picked up my phone. I'm like, Kayla, why are your friends following me?
Leave it to Kayla.
Yeah. Um, she's like, should I be scared if I feel a bad spirit? Honestly, it's more important present like the confidence and the not because it's they're like bullies, right?
Mhm.
They were a
Mhm.
bully when they were alive. They were a bully when they're dead now. And, giving into that or being scared, like they're going to feed off of it because, that's what they're after.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So, get back with Kathy and do like this experiment. I'm like like the paranormal seems to leave or stay far away from me. So he's like, you don't pick up anything. And I'm like, yeah, maybe way in the back, but they're not here that like, they don't want to be with me. Like, I don't know why.
They're afraid of you.
So so I'm like, it's almost
Yeah.
boring for me to try and go on any paranormal hunt because they're gonna stay way the hell away from me for whatever reason. And,
Yeah, really.
I
Yeah.
will, ruin it for everybody else. So, and Marie, did you have any more healing massage energy work for Greg?
Let me look at my book of questions.
Yeah, really. The biggest thing for me though, ladies, is first of all the intention, okay? We're there for the client. Now, this is me. We're there for the client. Protect, we don't want to pick it up, but we're there for the client, whether it be physical, emotional, trauma, spiritual, whatever,
Mhm,
things like that. It's our intention. But I really believe that if we hold the right intention, we can do it. Now, with me, massage, and even reflexology, there are some mechanics involved, bodily mechanics that we have to be
Mhm.
careful with. There are places to go and ways to do things you cannot do, or
Mhm.
we can cause damage too. Like a pregnant lady, you do not work here.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
just don't. It's
Mm-mm.
that simple. but things like that. So, there are some mechanics there as well, but our intention as well as, our awareness.
Okay, I have one. In pranic healing, or even when I do the shamanic trance, I do I visualize, or I do breath work. And the breath work for me in pranic healing is to really expand my vessel and my energy field, so I can collect all the divine energy to give to the client, because I'm using myself as a conduit. So I do breath work. I do, 3 6 3 6 3, 6 3 6 3 6 3, or I go 9 6 9 6 9 6. Do you do any kind of breath work in your practice?
I have somewhat, yeah, not a lot, Maria, not like you, but yeah. And I find it, that's a valid point. More if I feel the client needs to relax more. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I do not all the time. But yeah, if I feel they need to be relaxed, or if I feel for whatever ability that they need to release,
Okay.
you know, and sometimes too, and I don't want to confuse things, if I do acupressure, like say you have a good knot on your shoulder, okay,
Hmm.
and I'm pressing on it with my elbow knuckle, then that comes in just to help the release. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only do it for certain clients also, that I know that I have a lot of deep-seated things that I need to start bringing out and take and removing it.
Yeah.
So, but I
Yeah.
do the breath. When I get up in the morning, though, before I even do any kind of healing work, or even readings, I do a simple breath work. But when
Hmm.
I actually see a client and I know that I really need to get in there and do something, then I really do the breath work again. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and it depends on the client. You're absolutely right too,
Hmm.
because a lot of times, and you ladies can help with this too, they can feel us relax.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Not only can we as a practitioner feel them, but they can feel us like relax or let go, and it will help them, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
A lot of most people are more intuitive and picking up on the room more than they realize, so
Yeah.
making sure that we're staying calm, cool, collected, and in that calm healing space so they can stay there. So
Right.
if they're feeling you helping release that energy, that helps them continue
Hmm.
that release in their own healing work. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And one of the things we're taught in massage school, you make the client feel safe and secure. Now, whether
Yes.
that is a lot of blankets on a cold day, the heated table, um, on this time of year, less humidity, whatever, we do what we can, but you make them feel safe so that they don't tense up,
mhm,
Yeah.
because, with us, we're all three on the same page. It's an exchange of energy. They have to
Hmm.
be, we have to make them feel safe and welcoming.
mhm,
Yeah.
For me, sometimes I even, since a client came to see me, I invite their ancestors to come in, because
Oh, okay.
that's what I do. I do that with the shamanic, when I do
Hmm.
shamanic. And so I invite their ancestors. I really use that when I'm doing distant healing. I really ask for their ancestors to be present.
Makes
My
sense,
my
Maria.
guys, my guys and my ancestors are securing the area, but their ancestors they're more than welcome to help. They're more
Mhm.
than welcome to give comfort. And so that's what I do, ask for their ancestors to be present.
Do you ever get resistance from their ancestors?
No,
Okay.
no,
Mhm.
no.
I like that idea.
Now, Greg, have you found, that, like, certain emotions or trauma, like, certain specific kinds are always stored in the same spot on the body regardless of the client, or do you find that it moves depending on
No, I have, Melissa, and affairs of the heart. Now, not love. And here's where being a male massotherapist, I have to be careful. Here, Now, on a lady, I will not go here. I just won't. I'll work on your back there. Okay. It's just an ethic thing, too. But affairs of the heart, now, this could be trauma from usually a suicide, someone you lost very near, or sometimes a little bit of guilt on their part for shoulda, woulda, coulda. But I can, on guys, I can feel it here, which is fine. But the ladies, if I do, it has to wait till they flip over. It's just an ethical thing. But
Mm.
that's one of the spots right there. Another is a lot of the pressure, again, weight of the world, base of the skull, the
Mhm.
neck. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you work on that, you work on it, you stretch, help them release. Usually a shot of Reiki in there too.
Yeah.
Nice. What is it called? You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
she talks about certain points of the body to help release certain
Hmm.
things. And a lot of it makes sense. It's a good book, but I find for me sometimes that guilt or that depressive feeling, or, will be in different places depending on
Hmm.
the actions that were happening that
Yeah.
caused that to set in. Uh,
Hmm.
it's still a good book, but I just, for me, it works a little bit different. And I wasn't sure if you've ran into that.
Yeah.
You know,
One thing too that I have to be careful with on both genders is working the solar plexus right above the navel. That can be a very, very sensitive area. Okay, from a massage standpoint. And
Mhm.
so if they're real tender, that's usually a Reiki thing because there can be a whole lot of issues there, guys. Anything from digestive to seat of emotions to diaphragm, things like that. We have to be careful. But that can help be a good place too. But usually for me, it's up here.
any questions, Maria?
No, he answered
Come on, guys, I'm yours here for another
kind
few
of
minutes. So
Yeah.
ran into.
Hmm.
So if somebody were to would like to start doing this, start with massage or energy work first?
I would say the energy work first, just from the standpoint of it's easier. In
Mhm.
Ohio, massage is a medical license.
Yes.
I'm a licensed massage therapist. I answer to the medical board, not cosmetology.
Mhm.
Okay. So for the energy work, and let's face it, massage, there's a whole variety of issues. Energy work, you can do it clothed, you can do it in a chair, you can do it distance.
Mhm.
You
Hmm.
know, I would advise anyone there to tune in to see if they like it. You know, that's
Yeah.
that's me. Hmm.
And the fun thing with energy work, there are so many different kinds.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
and almost all of them that I can think of always offer a hands off, no touch,
Yeah.
version. So, if you're somebody that you're not comfortable touching others for whatever reason,
Hmm.
social anxiety or what have you, you can do it across the room, 10 feet away, or like Maria, which Maria, social anxiety is not your issue, but to do a distance after work at night when you have that time to calm yourself, let go of your own workday and help the client.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
To your point, Melissa, I if you have a client who is just for whatever reason, trauma, whatever, cannot be touched, the
mhm,
energy work. Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you cannot touch them or they don't want someone close. And also and this is not uncommon, a lot of my terminal patients,
mhm,
you can't touch because they are so tender. Okay.
Mhm.
Now for Reiki or massage, you can do what's called a feather massage. Just really, some of them
Mhm.
can't stand it because of the pain they are going through. And
mhm.
so me, it would be the energy work, where we can be a couple of inches above or even distant too. That would be the safer route if you're going to do it from a comfort modality.
Mm, good point.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I'm just going to say some of my hospice patients I can't touch.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need comfort. They deserve the comfort as much as anybody else, ladies. But you can't
yeah.
touch them for whatever reason, and we have to
Mhm.
respect that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of that being in a safe space for them. or
Yeah.
supplying that
Yeah.
for them. And,
So yeah,
offering
Melissa, I'm right there with you on, to me, uh, you ladies may think different. Energy work first. To me, it's just, it may be easier, and you may be able to help a larger group of the population.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. So some people would ask me, and I said, whatever is being pulled to you, but here's a suggestion. Energy work will actually get you into seeing beyond the vessel and feeling beyond what's, in
Hmm.
physical. Yeah.
Excellent point, Maria. Excellent point. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, a lot of energy work helps strengthen that intuition.
Oh
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
expanding that perception and, the
Hmm.
more you do it, it's like a muscle, the better you get at it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Hmm.
know,
No, you're
I have a
absolutely right.
well, your shoulder's stiff because,
Mhm.
whether or not you say
Hmm.
that out loud or you just go into the energy work. Now, have
Yeah.
either one of you in working with a client, like let's say they go in for the stiff shoulder, but you start your work and you find other things that they haven't addressed. And do
Yes.
you go ahead and start working on that, or do you say this is not why you came into me? I'm leaving that for later.
No, I go ahead and do it
Me too. I'm there. Like, say they're
because
coming in for shoulder. I'll start here, but then it's weird, Maria. I don't know about you, how your hand is just led. It can be down
hmm
here, the back. Yeah. And, and I explained, to the client what we're doing, because,
yeah.
and from my standpoint, from the massage standpoint, referred pain, just because it's sore here doesn't mean that's where the problem is, or
hmm
big example, ladies, carpal tunnel right here. Usually the problem's here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
When Jan had her carpal tunnel issues years ago, I mean, here, but you work right there to
Yeah.
release.
Yeah, because if I have somebody with digestive
Mm.
symptoms, or what's going on with them, I'm working on the navel. I'm working in the basic. I'm working on the solar plexus, front and back, because and then the pancreas and the spleen, because that's all around the area. So it's not just their digestion; it's everything else is all connected.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
I mean, I think I skate that only in that most people, when they're coming to me, it's almost like, hey, they're just coming for energy work. I don't ask, hey, is there something specific? I kind of leave that opening.
Mhm.
So what needs to be addressed is what's going to be addressed. What presents itself, what shows, what I'm picking up. Obviously, that is the most important thing for today. So that's what we're going to work on, rather
Yeah.
than feeling like, oh, we can only do this because that's what they said.
No, no.
No.
Now it's different too. Let's qualify that, ladies, too. If someone has a prescription for a medical massage somewhere, and it is only, and this is a whole nother issue, insurance only says you can work here to here. That's all you can do because that's all they're going to pay.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Okay. That's a very real issue.
mhm.
But that's a whole nother topic. But for us, we can scan and do whatever. Um, a lot of people come to me with just specific issues: lower back, the glutes, the feet. I'm seasonal. What goes on too. I'm going to have a lot of people with lower back probably in September, October, when they start raking leaves and have a change in footwear from sandals to heavier shoes.
Mm.
hmm
Every year,
Now, do
every year.
you have it like through the winter because of shoveling?
Hmm. I'll get it in the fall, Melissa, for leaves. I'll get it after the first heavy snowfall, not only with arms and feet, lower back from shoveling.
Mm,
In the spring, I'll get it all over: feet because of changing footwear, neck, shoulders because of mowing, trimming trees, whatever.
hmm
It's every year. You can tell when the seasons are going to change by what's hurting on folks.
Now, what about some of us that manage to mess ourselves up sleeping?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I
Yeah.
have that ability. I do it
Oh
fine.
yeah. I'm tending to put this arm up, so a lot of times I'm sore right in here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. fun stuff is getting older and things getting quicker to
Oh,
be unhappy in the body.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
right. Well, thanks for joining, Greg.
Oh, my
thank you.
pleasure, ladies. Good seeing you both again.
Yeah.
And thank you. Look forward to the next time.
Yeah. So thanks for joining
Yeah.
us, guys. And we hope you can catch us next week for the next episode of the Healer's Corner.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.